a website called All About the Tea.
He told All About the Tea that during the fight,
Welcome back to the All About the Tea channel. Today we're diving deep into the recent developments surrounding Tim Norman from the hit reality series Welcome to Sweetie Pies. Tim Norman has had his appeal denied for his 2 life sentences by a 3-panel judge. The decision upholds his conviction and ensures that he remains incarcerated for the remainder of his life. To provide some context, Tim was convicted in September 2022 for orchestrating the shooting death of his 20-year-old nephew, Andre Montgomery. Both Tim and Andre were cast members on Sweetie Pies, making this case particularly shocking to fans of the show. Tim was found guilty of multiple charges, including conspiracy to commit murder for hire and conspiracy to commit mail fraud. Despite the substantial mountain of evidence against him, Tim has steadfastly maintained his innocence throughout both the trial and the subsequent appeal process. In today's video, I'll break down the details of Tim Norman's appeal, explore why it was denied, discuss the involvement of his high-profile attorney, Jennifer Bongine, who previously represented Bill Cosby. One of the most memorable moments from this case comes from Judge John Ross during sentencing. He addressed Tim directly, stating, and I quote, "Tim, you had money, you were a celebrity, you were on the OWN network with Oprah Winfrey. Many people cannot say that. You had so much going on for you and threw it all away for what? You have his good side, but you also have a dark side, and your dark side is incredibly dark." End quote. Judge Ross further emphasized that Tim's plan to execute his nephew was premeditated beginning as early as 2014. Evidence included a text from Tim stating, and I quote, "I don't think he will be here much longer," end quote, indicating his intentions were not spontaneous. From an outsider's perspective, the courtroom dynamics were intense. On one side, the prosecution represented Andre's grieving family seeking justice. On the other side, the defense represented the other half of Andre's family, leading to a complex emotional battle. A particularly harrowing aspect of this case is the financial motive behind the crime. Tim took out a $450,000 life insurance policy on Andre, his deceased brother's only child, a policy he never received. The revelation added another layer of betrayal and greed to this tragedy. When Tim was convicted and sentenced to 2 life sentences, the family was split between relief at the justice served for Andre and sorrow over losing Tim. Miss Robbie, Andre's grandmother and Tim's mother, had a tumultuous relationship with her son. Despite previous lawsuits and on-screen conflicts, she remained bounded to Tim, likening their relationship to a marriage and refusing to abandon Tim. After the trial, Tim's last words before leaving the courtroom were, and I quote, "Y'all gonna take care of mama." It appears, end quote, it appears that Miss Robbie has been supporting him as Tim was able to afford a seasoned criminal defense attorney, Jennifer Bongine, known for her aggressive legal tactics and her role in Bill Cosby's appeal. Jennifer Bongine's involvement signaled Tim's determination to fight his conviction, but the appeal ultimately failed. Let's delve into the specifics of why Tim's appeal was denied. The appeal began by reiterating the charges Tim was convicted of: orchestrating the murder of Andre Montgomery and attempting to cash in on a fraudulent life insurance policy. The legal team challenged several trial rulings, but the 3-judge panel affirmed the original verdict. A significant part of the appeal focused on Tim's interactions with Andre. Tim had brought Andre back to St. Louis to teach him how to be a man, quote unquote, providing him with a nice apartment, enrolling him in music school, and securing a job at Sweetie Pie's. However, Tim's true intentions were far from noble. He collaborated with insurance agent Wally Y.O. Youngman to apply for multiple life insurance policies on Andre without Andre's knowledge. Only one policy was approved, granting Tim a $450,000 payout upon Andre's death. As Andre struggled, dropping out of school, missing work, and eventually leaving his apartment, tensions escalated. In June 2015, a break-in at Miss Robbie's home occurred, with only 3 people having access: Miss Robbie, Tim, and Andre. Miss Robbie immediately suspected Andre. She demanded he take a polygraph test to prove his innocence. Andre, fearing for his life, informed her via text that Tim was after him. In September, Wally contacted Tim about obtaining more insurance, but there was a 6-month waiting period before Tim could be listed as the policy owner. Tim expressed urgency, fearing he might not live the 6 months, prompting Wally to urge him to act quickly. This urgency indicated Tim's desperation to secure the insurance payout before Andre could potentially thwart his plans. Andre went missing for a period, but resurfaced in St. Louis the following spring, setting the stage for Tim's plan to cash in on that insurance policy. Although Tim was residing in Los Angeles at the time, he flew back to St. Louis to meet with Travell Hill, the hired gunman, and Chris Carroll, known as White Boy Chris, who was Tim's contact on the ground. Weeks before the murder, Hill and Carroll discussed Hill's fee for eliminating Andre. When Andre returned to Sweetie Pie's, Chris Carroll and security guard informed Tim of his presence. Tim then flew back to St. Louis, met with Hill, and confirmed his intent to remove Andre from the equation. Hill purchased a pew-pew that same day, and Tim enlisted Terica Ellis, a known stripper and lady of the night, paying her $10,000, partly for her services and partly to help locate Andre. Terica and Tim acquired burner phones to evade detection, but both maintained their personal phones, which ultimately led investigators to their activities. Terica, under the alias Alexis the Great, reached out to Andre and arranged a meeting, discovering his location at a recording session on Natural Bridge Street. She informed Hill, who was positioned to carry out the attack. As Andre left the house and got into the car with Terica, the fatal shots were fired, ending his life. During the trial, Tim's appeal highlighted several points of contention. His defense argued that key witness White Boy Chris and Wally Youngman should have been compelled to testify. However, both invoked their Fifth Amendment rights against self-incrimination, which the court upheld, stating that they were within their rights to refuse testimony. Tim also contested the omission of Andre's text messages to Miss Robbie, arguing they were irrelevant. The court, however, deemed the text crucial as they demonstrated Andre's fear of Tim, which was pertinent to establishing Tim's motive and premeditation. Additionally, Tim's defense challenged the prosecution's use of phone records, bank records, and other evidence to establish a timeline of events. They argued that the visual aids, such as slides and synthesized phone records, could mislead the jury. The court dismissed these arguments, maintaining that the evidence was presented appropriately to assist in understanding the case. Furthermore, during jury deliberations, there was a request for clarification regarding witness instructions about Hill and Ellis being cooperating witnesses. Tim sought a supplemental instruction to clearly identify a third witness as a cooperator, but the court denied this, emphasizing that the third witness was not charged and that any cooperation agreement did not guarantee leniency. Ultimately, the three-judge panel affirmed the district court's judgment denying Tim Norman's appeal. This means that Tim's 2 life sentences will remain in place and he will continue to serve his time in West Virginia. Co-conspirators Travell Hill and Terica Ellis also faced years behind bars. Travell Hill was sentenced to 32 years in prison with an expected release date of 2048. Terica Ellis was sentenced to 3 years, a significantly shorter sentence than Travell, and was released from prison in late 2023. Prosecutors credited her contribution in the case to solving the crime. In conclusion, Tim Norman's appeal has been thoroughly examined and ultimately denied, ensuring that justice remains served for Andre Montgomery and his family. This case serves as a stark reminder of how far some individuals will go, driven by greed and personal vendettas, leaving a trail of heartbreak and loss in the wake. Thank you for watching. If you found this breakdown informative, please like, share, and subscribe for more detailed analysis on significant cases. Stay informed, and we'll see you soon.